and welcome to this week's edition of JPTV. This week I'm going to talk to you about electrical safety. Now, as we're based in the city centre, a lot of our properties are purely electrical with no gas involved. But how often do you check your electrical appliances in your rental property? If it's an apartment, it generally is all electric, including storage heaters. Now, in the UK, it is not a legal requirement to have an electrical safety certificate, but what we would suggest and advise is that you do have one done. In general, for a 2-bedroom apartment, they'll cost between £150 and £200 depending upon the size of the property, and that certificate will last you for 5 years. As a landlord, the electrical safety is all down to you. Even if you do have a letting agent, if something happens to a tenant, if they get injured, or even worse, if death occurs, it will all come back to you as the landlord. It's your responsibility to ensure that everything electrical is safe in the property before the tenant moves in and the tenancy starts. Now, if you do have a letting agent, just have a word with them and find out what kind of checks they are doing. They should be looking at your electrical items and letting you know if things such as iron cords or washing machines look unsafe. And you also need to remember to check the light switches and also the electrical boxes and ensure that nothing is exposed and those are safe also. The last thing that you want is a heavy fine or, worst of all, imprisonment. Electrical safety is something that a lot of landlords don't really tend to think about because it's not a UK legal requirement, and they kind of just hope that everything will be fine. But it's especially important if you live not close to your rental property that you make sure that your letting agent is doing this for you. That's all for this week, and I'll speak to you next week.